Greetings, everybody. It's RPG Grandma with toy soldiers. Well, actually, these are Cowboys and Indians, but doesn't matter. Toy soldiers, Cowboys and Indians, Boxer Rebellion guys from China, doesn't matter. Okay. They come in different colors. That's what matters. And you can get a lot of them if you hunt around. You can pay a pretty penny, or you can just be like me, like I don't care if they're the best quality. I'm going to cut them up anyway. Do bad things to them. But if you needed an army on the fly, I'm going to tell you right now, if you can find guys that are roughly in the same scale as everybody else is using, then you're not into painting. And you need 4 armies. Being able to buy 144 of these guys to put on a demo to represent 4 different sides is the way to go. For under $20. I think it's $17.99. I think is what it is on Amazon. This came off. We purchased it through Amazon. You can get modern toy figures. Sometimes you have to pay more for the more unique colors and better quality faces and whatnot. But you can get them in bright pink, in purple, in yellow, in orange, in black, in white, in silver, in green, and blue, and different shades of green, and tan. You guys are getting it, right? Grayscales. I mean, you can get lots of different things. You can get sci-fi figures. I have some sci-fi figures, but they're more, they're not Barsoomian sci-fi. They would work well for Star Frontiers, but they're bigger than a Star Frontiers figure ever was. But that's okay, because I only have Star Frontiers ships. I have some Safebar ships. So it doesn't matter for me if I want to do a sci-fi game and I want to use Star Frontiers. I can just use the bigger figures. And I'm not even worried about the figures being bigger than these guys. Because you have scale creep already in the tabletop RPG and wargaming community. You know, it's already been happening. You know, things that started out in one scale from the same company and are still being advertised as that scale might be drastically bigger. Right? All right. So like your old skeleton dude is like this guy, and then your new skeleton dude's like that, he's bigger. So a lot of people are like, well, I got to retire the old ones. No, you don't. No, you don't. People come in different heights. I was just at an awards ceremony, and the height difference between people was massive who were getting awards. They were all women. They were all girls. There were some really tall people with really tall genetics in their backgrounds, and there were some really small people, but nobody was a dwarf, nobody was a pygmy. It's just when you get that many people together, you're going to have a range. When people tell me there's no such thing as body types and all that stuff, I just laugh because I can see it with my eyes there. I'm not talking about people being overweight. I'm talking about they have different body structures. We are not all the generic human. Some people have a longer body. Some people have shorter legs. Some people have really long legs. It seems like you can look at people. Not only are they sized differently, but their proportions are a little bit different, and they're all healthy. They're not overweight or underweight or anything like that. It's just the genetic variation that occurs in the species, and even within the same racial groups. It's not always homogeneous. So, it's not always one thing, one size fits all. So it's okay, in my opinion, to have, height variation in your figurines as long as they work out. They're representative anyway. Okay, now I used to be totally OCD about this. I can go down that OCD scale thing just as easily as anybody else who likes to make models and maps and paint minis and stuff. But I'm telling you, it doesn't serve you any good. You just need it to be in the general zone. Okay, you just need to be able to say that tiger is this big and takes up this much space. And so putting the tiger down, it doesn't have to be exactly correctly scaled. It's the same with your war dudes, and you will see that in war toys, even from the same packet. So don't worry about it. Worry about more what it is you're doing with them. Now, obviously I'm going to make some Cowboys and Indians, but I'm also going to make some Martians. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. One of the things I will be using is the X-Acto blade and some kind of cutting surface that I can protect the table. Because these things come with, where they might, they come with, where's the camera? Here it is. See, he's got that little bump up there, and I'm going to want to clean that up because, build models, you get OCD, I swear. But maybe you're not into painting. And if you're not into painting, which no shame in that, by the way, I can completely understand. Or you just need an army now, tomorrow, you have to have an army, you just found out. And you can get a bunch of toy soldiers, let's say it's for a modern warfare, that are all bright pink somewhere because you went to the dollar store and you're like, brilliant, bright pink soldiers. Nobody else has bright pink soldiers. Everyone will know those are mine. Just do it, okay? Just do it and don't worry about it. Unless somebody's, you paint these things because you enjoy painting them. If you don't enjoy painting your figurines, don't worry about it. Do what you need to do so that everybody can tell those are your army guys. But outside of that, don't worry about it. Don't drive yourself nuts. Don't ruin your fun by putting an unnecessary stress on yourself. The main thing is that everybody can tell that's your army. You brought the orange guys. And it's a really great way. If I needed 4 armies tomorrow, I have 4 armies. It really doesn't even matter that they're Cowboys and Indians. I can say these guys are the Japanese. These guys are the Americans. These guys are the British. These guys are the Germans. As long as everybody playing knows these are my Germans, even though they don't look like Germans. These are my Americans, even though they don't look like American World War II soldiers. These are, did I say British? I don't know. I don't remember who the orange ones were. But you guys get it, right? They're representative. You can go ahead later and then make that army that is more representative. The other thing, these are great for experimenting on with various new techniques you want to try off the internet for soft plastics. And you're not going to cry because you didn't spend a lot of money if the paint you got messes up plastics. You're not going to cry if the technique didn't work, if the putty you tried didn't work, whatever. You're not, because you can get more cheap. And that's my point. Don't go broke. Have fun. And consider these useful things to experiment on and make cool things out of. I've got to turn these guys into Martians. So I've been looking at them going, how am I going to do that? But I'm going to. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Bye.